Hey everyone, it's James again. Tech Talk. Oops, let me adjust this camera lead here. And I'm getting close to the end of this build. Basically what's left to install is the video card. And for this build I decided to go with EVGA GeForce GTX 660 Ti. And this is the FTW for the Win model. It's 3 gigs of DDR5 memory, and it has a, let's see, a core clock speed, see if it shows it on here. The thing about this card is it had the fastest core clock speeds out of all the other 660 Ti's, and I'm just looking to see if it'll show it on here. And it doesn't look like it does. I don't see it on the box anywhere. But I'll talk about that later on when I'm benchmarking. I'll give you the exact core clock speeds. Just a quick overview. It does support DirectX 11.1. It's PCI Express 3.0. It's SLI ready, 3D Vision ready, physics. It has the physics technology, and yeah, it's a pretty nice card. Let me go ahead and open up the box here. Okay. So let's just go ahead and see what's in the box. So there's a graphics card user guide, and it looks like it just tells you how to install. And let's see. It says your card may require 1 or more 6 or 8 pin PCI Express supplemental power connectors. Please note that the 8-pin PCI power connector is not the same as the 8-pin CPU connector. So that was so if you're using the same power supply that I did. I don't know if you watched some of the previous videos, but the VGA or the power cords for your video card on my power supply are colored red, and the rest of the cables are black. So that might not be the case if you get something different than I did. I think, like, if you went with a Corsair, all the cables are black, so you got to make sure that you read this, and it's usually on these little plastic ends. It'll tell you if it's VGA or CPU. So just pay attention to that when you're doing the install. And then it goes on to show you how to do the SLI if if you're doing 2A or 3A SLI. Yeah, so I'm not worried about that because I'm not doing SLI yet, and like I said, I might do it later on, but not right now. Oh, cool! So here's a 15% off coupon for EVGA power supply. I wish I would have bought the video card first, and I would have got 15% off my power supply. But oh well. And here's some cool stickers. They say enthusiast build. I don't think I'll use these on my machine. I think they're putting stickers like this on a case is kind of gaudy, but that's just my opinion. They are cool looking stickers, but okay, so that's it. Looks like they given me a poster of some sort. And oh, cool. Game of Thrones. So I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, and just kind of show you here Game of Thrones. So yeah, arm yourself with EVGA. So that's kind of a cool poster. I like that. That's kind of a nice touch. The find a place to put it up. Set that aside for now. And it looks like the packaging is really nice. It's a softer styrofoam, so it should withstand impact pretty well. And so here we have two Molex 4-pin connector to a 6-pin power connector adapter. I won't need that. And looks like there's another one. And this is, yeah, so this is a DVI to VGA adapter. I won't need that either. I'm just going to be using HDMI. Alright. Nice static paper wrap, or not really paper, it's a plastic, but it helps protect the card from static. And wow, this is really nice. It's a fairly decent sized video card. Nice metal back plate here that covers the printed circuit board, gives it some rigidity, and a fairly heavy card as well. So looks like it has a connector that, or a little cover that covers up the SLI port when you're not using that. So really cool. Alright, so I'm going to install this real quick because it's a really easy install. So let's here, let me adjust the camera here. Okay, I think I should be able to see that fairly well. Let me bring the static wrap over here so I can set this down for a second and not have to worry about damaging it. Alright, so my options are, I have three, as far as where I want to install it, I have 3 PCI Express ports. I think what I'll do is maybe I'll do the middle one. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll put it in the middle one for now. So I don't think it really matters which port you use first. So let me go ahead and grab my screwdriver here so I can take these out. Let me kind of see where it's going to line up at. So this will take up 2. Yeah, so okay. Yep, so that's where I'm going to install it at. And if you're doing this, just make sure to keep these, you know, in case you need to use them to cover these holes back up again if you ever have to take your video card out. These are thumb screws, but they're in kind of tight from the factory, so I have to use the screwdriver to take them out at first. And I'm going to go ahead and peel all the plastic off of this. It's a nice layer, protective layer of plastic that they put on it so you can keep it from getting scratched. But we definitely don't want it on there when it's the video card is installed and running and everything. Yeah, that's just a really nice looking video card. Let me show you. That's the back plate. Like I said, it covers up the printed circuit board and it makes it nice and stiff so the card's not sagging under weight. And then it's got the GeForce GTX EVGA. And if you look on the front side, 660 for the win, baby. Alright. So, I definitely have more than enough room. It's a nice thing about this case is that it gives you plenty of room to install these longer cards. And that's it. I mean, it literally just snapped right in. Oh, how easy is that? There it goes. It just snapped right into place. So I'm gonna put these screws back in place. And it feels like it doesn't even need these in there to hold it in place. But I'm gonna put them in anyway, just because. Why not? You know, if I'm carrying around my case, I don't want the possibility of my video card popping out. That was literally, it just felt like this card fit like a glove. So basically what you have to do is on the side of the card that has the little PCI connection that slides into the PCI Express port, you just got to line it up. There's a little notch in it, just like the RAM I showed you in an earlier video, and you just got to line that notch up and it will install fairly easy. Okay, so and basically I'm just going to put these two, maybe I'll do it like this. Okay. There we go. Little loop left there, but it's not going to hurt anything as long as it's as long as it clears the fan, it should be fine. Let me just check it out real quick. Okay, it does look like it's kind of in the way of the fan, so I think what I'll do is zip tie it down right here so it's not poking up at the fan, because I definitely don't want the fan, you know, hitting against that and possibly cutting that open. So now the case does come with a good supply of zip ties, but I had my own supply of them standing by. There we go. So and nice little pair of snips to cut that. Here, kind of move that around to the back side there. That's really nice. So that's nice out of the way. It's not going to obstruct airflow really. So, so airflow is another thing I kind of wanted to talk about, because basically what I'm doing. So if you watch my earlier videos, I have my radiator up here, my 240mm radiator, and I have fans on the front of it and fans on the back of it. The fans on the front are pushing air and the fans on the back are pulling air. So it's just pulling in this way. This rear fan, I have pushing air out, and then I believe what I'll do is have the top fan also pushing air out. So all that hot air is just being cycled out of the case. So now the video card, what it will do is there's a big fan right here on this side, and what it will do is it'll suck air in and it'll push it out it'll vent it out the back. So I shouldn't really have any hot air inside the case. It might be a little bit warmer than room temperature, but that's something that we can live with. Okay, so basically what I need to do now is get this fan plugged in. And I think I'll put this right here. There we go. And this little excess here, I think I'll zip tie it so it's not hanging down on anything. Actually, you know, it might not be needed. Let me see. Oh yeah, definitely gonna need a little bit of. Okay. Let me just grab one more small zip tie, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zip tie a little bit of excess cord. Kind of a smaller gauge of zip tie sitting around here somewhere. Well, check one more spot here. Good reason to keep organized. Now the heck with it, I'll just use one of these heavier ones. Okay. So this is basically going to wrap up my build, like I was saying earlier. The 200mm fan is actually a Cooler Master branded fan. It doesn't come with the case. You got to order it separate, so just keep that in mind. You definitely won't get that extra fan, and nor will you get the rear fan. So if you do what I did and order some extra fans to do a push-pull system on your radiator block, then you'll have an extra 120mm fan that you won't have to worry about. So I'm just basically what I'm doing here is zip tying this little bit of extra cable that connects the top fan to the motherboard, so it's not hanging down too much. I don't want it really touching down on anything, because there's a possibility it could, if it gets on something hot, it could melt. It'd probably be okay, but I just like to take extra precautions. So basically what I'll have to do is, if I want to take this top panel off to clean it, I'll have to slide it back just enough where I can see this cable and detach it. So clip that extra piece off, and there we go. Yep. Cool. So that about does it for the build. I'm going to snap the other panels on, secure them, and get this bad boy started up and make sure everything's running correctly. I know some of you are probably like, man, you should have done that way before you went ahead and started doing cable management, and I know this. I'm just hoping that it doesn't come back to bite me. So I'll keep my fingers crossed on this one. And I guess I'm a little bit of a gambling man today. But there we go. Alright, well, I look forward to seeing you guys, or speaking with you again when I'm doing benchmarks for this build. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in on the videos that I've done so far, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you leave me some feedback. Let me know what I did good, what I didn't do so good. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to ask. I try to answer questions from people fairly quickly, and thank you very much.